Hey sister cousins, welcome to my channel. I'm Lady C and I'm here to see if the juice is worth the squeeze. Like and subscribe if you're new and run it up in the comments. Let me know it's real. Now, dear beloved, we are gathered here today to talk about Love Island Season 7, Episode 16.
Okay, ladies, now let's get information. I slay. Okay, ladies, now let's get information. You know you that when you cause all this conversation. Always stay gracious. Let's get
that after the beat.
Here we go.
Okay, girl, I know I look a little crazy right now, but listen, okay? This is as good as it's gonna get, all right?
I'll do the best I can with what I got.
Oh!
The best I could give you is a little earring, a little lip gloss, all right? Please bear with me, okay? So, girl, what y'all think about today's episode, huh?
Hated it.
I thought it was cute. So, when they started the episode, we got into Miss Andy. We gonna call her Miss Andy because, girl, I've been butchering her name so bad yesterday. I feel so bad, and I ain't trying to, mess it up any further. So we gonna call her Andy. So Andy's talking to everybody. Nick and Jeremiah made a best man win because when I tell you she had Nick shook and Jeremiah was trying to figure out exactly how he can get her attention on him, girl, I was like, okay. And the whole time while all of this is going down, girl, Ace is in the corner cracking up because he is so tickled watching Jeremiah squirm while Nick is over there shook in his boots, okay? But everybody seems to, she seems to have the guys on their toes, okay? So, meanwhile, TJ is having a little talk with the girls. And the girls are, of course, just happy to see some fresh faces in there. And they're like, okay, so what is your type? And he was like, well, I really don't have a type. Now, let me tell you something, TJ, okay? I'm going to need you to give a little bit more than the basics, all right? Because when you came in, we ain't figure out what you do for a living. We don't know if you are a college graduate. At least we know Miss Andy got a college degree. She just graduated, okay? But he seems very vague. And then when they ask him what his type is, he's like, oh, anything. Girl, he is Sagittarius. And when I say, listen, no shade to the Sagittarius out there, all right? I'm raising one, and I get along with most of the girls. Now, no shade, but Sagittarius are a little crazy, especially when, they're the men, all right? They're a little different, okay? So, they talk, and he ends up pulling Cierra out for a chat, right? So they got to know each other on a cute little basis. She seems to be mature for him, in my opinion, okay? Because when he first sat down, he says to her, you look so much better in person. And I was like, say what?
Shut up. That is so stupid.
I was like, okay, you know what? I'ma just chuck it up to nerves, and this was your first night, so let you make it. But don't you say nothing goofy like that again, okay? Girl, I'm like, what is your problem? Anywho, they had their little chat, and he seems to be into Miss Cece, aka Cierra. I am with whoever Cierra chooses. I like Cierra. She has grown on me. She is now my new barely fave, but she's still, she's up there in my top 3, okay? Because, she seems to be the only one bold enough to speak her mind and level enough to articulate herself in the best manner, okay? So I really like her. But he talks to her, and they seem to hit it off pretty well. Meanwhile, Nick and Andy have a little sidebar conversation as well, right? And he's pretty nervous talking to her. Meanwhile, Alandria and Taylor are trying to get to know each other on a little bit of a deeper level. And they're asking each other what they do outside of, their regular everyday. Like, what do they do? Do they go to clubs, nightclubs, stuff like that? And so Taylor was like, well, no, I hang out. And Alandria is like, for real? And I'm just wondering, I'm just wondering, Alandria, like, Are you fetishizing this country boy, aesthetic, or is that like a lifestyle that you really want to embark on? You know what I'm saying? Is it a fantasy? Because if you want a little fantasy, that's cute and everything, but like, is this something that you could really, really, really see yourself doing for the rest of your life, or what? And then I'm a little curious, like, Taylor says that he kicks it and, does his own thing or whatever. And I'm just like, but what club?
No, I'm gonna pass on that one.
Like, are you talking about like a regular club? He said twerking and stuff, but see, you could twerk anywhere, all right? Are you talking about the club where they all wear cowboy hats and boots? Or are you saying like a legit, like, club where they play a little hip hop and R&B? Understand? Because based off of yesterday's footage, I just don't know. I just don't know. And I'm wondering, like, is there any music playing when they all doing their little dances yesterday? Or was it like they just was throwing stuff at a wall to see what stick? I know we got music, but did they get music? Okay, because whatever Taylor was doing,
boy, if you don't.
Is it just me, or does it seem like Taylor lying? Because he said he does a lot of cattling and doing all this stuff. Like, do y'all think he really lives on a farm? I'm just curious. I don't know. Like, he might. I mean, I just wonder. Okay, girl. I'm going to let him make it. Okay. So then, girl, in the meantime, Huda goes over to Pepe and asks to have a little chit chat with him, okay? And so on their little chit chat, she's like, well, why haven't we ever talked? And it's like, girl, you know why the fuck y'all, you know why y'all ain't talked. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, quit playing stupid, all right? Now, listen, I can't, what we not finna do is ask goofy questions, all right? You know doggone well why y'all haven't had a discussion, because while your nose was so far up Jeremiah's behind, you did not allow yourself to get to know anyone else. And let's be clear, Hannah is just as territorial as Huda, okay? She's just a little more slick about it, and because you was going off and wilding out, it was easier to disguise hers, but she got it in her too, okay? But they have their little talk, and he tells her, well, you have a cool personality, but I just feel like Hannah's is bigger. What personality?
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Am I missing something? Because I haven't gathered personality up out of Huda. Not Huda, Hannah. I mean, to me, she just gives vanilla. She's not giving, like, listen, just because y'all, clapping it up at night don't mean that she got all this elaborate, colorful personality going on.
I just, girl, stop.
That was his little reason for them not ever really, like, connecting or whatnot. But we all know the truth, okay? Huda was just all over Jeremiah. And now she's up for air, and she's able to actually see everybody else in the villa. And I'm happy for Huda, because it's like you finally are getting it. This is how you play the Game of Thrones, okay? You are supposed to move around and make connections with everybody, and whoever the strongest connection is who you should land with, as long as they are landing on the same page as you, okay? I'm glad you in there with us. You playing now, okay? You're cooking. I don't know what you're cooking, but you're cooking something, all right? They wrap up their little chat or whatnot. Hannah clocks it, okay? But she don't say
Nothing.
In the meantime, TJ and Iris go off to the side to have their little chat, right? And so Iris makes it very, very clear that her and Jeremiah are just friends. They're connected, but they connected more on a friendship end and not so much on an intimate end. You know what I'm saying? Which I kind of figured that was going to happen anyway, because everything that Hilda said, like, there's just no way that I can grab romance without not ever second guessing you after that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she lets it be known that she only sees Jeremiah as a friend and that the door is open for new connections. Okay. And so they have their little conversation, and he tells her where he's from. She tells him where she's from. And finally, it seems like we're just really getting to hear her talk and really like get to know a little bit more about her. Okay. We find out that she's from Calabasas. And again, TJ was like, oh, you got money. And I'm just like, TJ, let me give him a little bit of a little something. He said that his family has properties and everything. He just seems like, you know, probably one of those spoiled kids that ain't really got to work or nothing. You know what I'm saying? They just out here living their life. Damn. I wish it was me. Shit.
And really the fact is, we not in the same bracket, not in the same league, don't shoot at the same baskets.
Damn, I wish that was me, okay? But, so, they seem to hit it off pretty well. And then we get over to Nick and Andy. Now, they have their little conversation, right? And so, I don't know, did I mention Nick and Andy already? Long story long, girl, he's really smitten with her. She makes him nervous. I think she is probably, besides Cierra, because Cierra is a beautiful girl, okay? But when I tell you that Andy is she is so pretty. She has it all, okay? She got it all right? And he ain't blind, okay? And I think she's already said that she was checking Jeremiah and Nick out, but I think that her and Nick connect on a intellectual level, okay? I think she's very attracted to him physically, but I think she likes his little conversation that he has to offer, okay? And I also think that because he's not available, that he is more appealing to her than Jeremiah, who is currently looking to reconnect with someone else.
I'm leaving here with something.
All seems well in the villa, and Huda seems to be gravitating towards this new girl. And I don't know if it was a self-reflection of, okay, I really crashed out before, let me, get myself in check and be nicer to the bombshells, or if it's let me keep my enemies close. And I'm willing to bet that it's the latter, okay? She probably wants to keep her enemies close because good when you're against the girls, okay? Because it really could have went different for her had Iris and a few others chose differently.
I guess we'll never know.
Everybody's getting ready for a shower, and girl, Nick was so giddy, girl. Wait. Everybody was getting ready for a shower, and Nick was so giddy, girl. He hauled off and slapped Jeremiah right on his ass. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, she got your nose wide open, all right? And so everybody gets ready for bed. Wait, I think they started teasing Iris, like, oh, Iris, you got a crush on the new guy. And it just seems to be like harmonious right now. Now, I did want to mention that Amaya is a little too intense for me with Austin. It just feels like too much. Now, I didn't quite catch that, and maybe that is what Ace was referring to before. And I hate to give that blockhead anything, okay? But I think that was what he was feeling before, but he went on ahead and checked it. Now, I don't like his method, but I think that it was a needed conversation to have because Amaya is very intense, and you can tell that Austin is feeling suffocated just a little bit. So in the meantime, Miss Hannah's horns have now started to emerge, And I believe that Cece has also gathered her bearings because, baby, when I tell you they was down to the bedroom punching as soon as them lights went off, I was like, oh, Cece, you ain't slick, okay? She said, let me go ahead and throw a little poom poom down to the, bedroom on him before he go any further and trying to go off and run astray, all right? I clocked it, Cece, all right? As long as y'all are good and two consenting adults want to do what they do safely, I'm here for it. But only if you are okay up here and okay in here to handle the fallout, if such fallout should happen, okay? Don't go crying and crashing out like, Huda, I can't handle another one, okay? It got dark enough for 3 straight days. I ain't here for it, all right? Okay, so the next day comes and everybody's bringing breakfast. Girl, Jeremiah is up fresh and early bringing breakfast for both of his lady interests. He brought breakfast for Miss Andy and Iris. And then, girl, Nick's so petty. So TJ brought Cece some coffee or tea or whatever. And so when Nick went to give her breakfast, girl, he saw that she had her little coffee or whatever. Girl, why he take it back downstairs? Like, girl, Nick, don't be like that, okay? Like, let her have her little coffee and enjoy her coffee, okay? I just thought that was just so funny, girl. Nick is a key, okay?
I gotta fight every night to prove my love.
But the real gag is, girl, Alandria clocked Miss Cece's tea. She was like, girl, I heard you down to the bed giving all kind of sound effects at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, okay? And I was like, oh, okay, so we just, is that how we marking our territory? We just gonna fuck them real good and then see what happens?
Not always, no. Sometimes. That means sometimes.
So meanwhile, girl, Nick takes Ace for a little chat himself. And so he goes up there and he tells him, like, listen, me and Cece went on ahead and, handled our business. And so Ace seems like the toxic voice of reason. He does have really good advice, but he's also a little toxic, okay? And so he does tell her, he does tell Nick, that's a lot of responsibility. And he was like, I understand, but, hey, that was the best 25 seconds of my life. And I'm like, Ace, you should have asked him, did you see Cece's face or was you fantasizing about Miss Andy, okay? Because 25 seconds is absurd. All right. Now, he blamed it on, it's been a while and ... but
You don't find that suspicious?
we are definitely in hell if Ace is our voice of reason. All right, girl. But so they finished their little conversation. And you know what? Nick does say that he's happy. And that is good to know because out of all of the couples or groups, they seem to be the ones making a genuine connection with each other. Now, they don't get a whole lot of camera time, but just their interaction, how they talk to each other, how comfortable they are around each other, they seem to be the most compatible, all right? On this journey to 1,000 subscribers, I just want to say this episode is sponsored by you. Thank you so much for your support and helping me along this journey. Your support keeps me encouraged. It keeps me going. It keeps me wanting to make more content. Hopefully you like what you see. So if you like what you see, girl, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, girl. I won't bite, okay? All right, now let's get back to the show. Now, Huda tries to get a little game in, a little ping pong game in with TJ and have a little chat on the low, but then they get a text for the games to begin, okay? So this game is probably one of the most bizarre games I've seen thus far. How it goes is they bob for, the couple bobs for these names, and then whoever's name comes up, you have to make out with them Surprise. And then after you make out with them, then you have to go to the little milk titty, and then you have to get some of the milk in your mouth and then put it in the partner's mouth, and then the partner spits it in the bucket, and then all the milk you collect, there's a message on the bucket, and it reads like a real shady comment, like, who do you think should go home next, or stuff like that. Now, I felt so bad for Huda and Jeremiah in this game, because when I tell you, girl, you might as well call him Bessie.
Really? You can let that slide?
Let me know you don't fool with me, honey. Okay? Don't be doing all this backhand stuff. I don't like that, because Jeremiah was not, the main cause of all of this. Huda was really the one doing the absolute most. But I just feel like, well, they couldn't really take all of their aggression out on Huda, so they kind of split the shade between the two of them. But I ain't like that. Anyway. Cause you know what I'm saying? Cause it really lets you know like how you feel about me. And I'm just like, see, I'm gonna remember that shit. Okay? I'm gonna remember that when it's my turn. All right? I'm just saying. Now I'm gonna say this. Out of all the, I'm gonna go ahead and go down the list, but the ones that really stuck out to me, Austin and Amaya, cringe. Absolutely not. I already said it. Austin is giving blink twice. He is not comfortable. She seems to be like in love, girl, like planning the wedding in love. And he is like, girl, if you don't chill the fuck out. Like, it just, you can tell that Austin is kind of pulling away from her a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, that whole interaction with them was very, very cringe. But then Shelly and Ace get up, girl. They pulled their people. I don't remember. I think it was Pepe that kissed Shelly. And girl, when I tell you Ace wasn't feeling that, baby, whoever he pulled the name of, girl, he kissed, licked, everything. And I was like, oh, he mad, okay? So they had their little thing. But then Nick gets up. And when he got to that little cow titty, I said, Nick, is this something you want to tell us? Because, girl, he is so extra, like, for no reason. Like, nobody at all said do all of the stuff that you're doing. And I get it. Like, he's probably just making it fun. But, yeah, everybody seems to have a really, really good time. Jeremiah, when he got up to do his thing, girl, he kissed Andy twice. And I think the first time he kissed her, he tried to like pick her up to put her on a little stump or stoop, whatever. And so he looked like he was struggling a little bit because, she a whole lot of woman, okay? So while he's struggling to put her up, here go Huda hating ass. Yeah, he's weak. Yeah. I'm like, bitch, you see? Now, chill out, okay? Huda, stay on the good foot, because I ain't fooling with it.
Now you look, find your ass.
All them little snide remarks, I don't like it. But I do feel like when it was Huda's turn to dump the little milk, she did dump it on Jeremiah, but at least she said she's sorry. I thought that was nice. But, yeah, so, what happened? So that was that. Oh, but girl, I don't remember who. I think, girl, it don't even matter. One of the people got up and they were coupled with, it was TJ and Iris. That's who it was. TJ and Iris. And when they got to kissing on Nick and Cierra, I think TJ had Cierra and Nick had Iris. And then they switched and then they started kissing their own partners, right? Because Nick and Cierra are in a couple, but Iris and TJ are feeling each other too. And girl, they was rolling all over the grass. It was really cute. It was really fun. They all said they had a good time, but they said they stink. And that makes me kind of weak a little bit, okay? That was disgusting, okay? I don't ever want to see that type of foolishness ever. I could deal with slime, but spitting in somebody's, girl, girl, I ain't like that, okay? Moving on, okay? Oh, but did I forget to say, girl, I think that Nick had kissed on the new girl, and baby, when I tell you she was Cece was mad as hell. I was like, ooh. Or did he kiss? Who did he kiss? I don't remember who he kissed, but girl, Cece was mad. Who did? Girl, I don't remember, but Cece was mad. And then Huda pulled Pepe again, girl. We gonna call him Pepe Le Pew, okay? She pulled Pepe up to be her partner because, you know, she's single. So she just pulled somebody random, which is really not that random. And he seemed to be the only one in the house that, to her defense, seemed to be the only one in the house that she could really like be cool with, because if you think about it, she was never gonna pull Ace, she's not gonna pull Taylor, she damn sure not gonna pull Jeremiah, and Nick went against her, and so did Austin. So her only choice would be TJ or Pepe, right? So yeah, she went on ahead and chose Pepe, and they did their challenge. Now listen, Hannah, don't give me too much. She was pissed. Okay? Girl, matter of fact, she was so pissed off that when it was her time to stand up, and I don't know if it was before or after, but she milked the shit out of Huda. All right? So I did catch that. I was like, oh, okay. But again, Hannah, you was just sliding down the wall over Charlie. Don't give me too much. I'm really not trying to hear it, okay? I understand, but don't do it, all right? Don't do it. So then they got back to the villa, and Hannah talks to Pepe, and she's like, you know, I just really ain't feeling how Huda's been moving. I thought that she would at least say something to me, because I've been really supporting her this whole time during this whole Jeremiah situation, and I just feel kind of betrayed. Now, I will get with you behind that, okay? You have been supporting Huda, and Huda is moving a little strange, but I'm just saying, chill out, bitch. All right? Don't do too much.
You know, don't talk about her man, huh? This is my man. Everybody talking about my man, my man.
I believe that Huda did clock how the optics may look, and she went on ahead and asked Hannah to talk to her or whatever. Did she ask her then? I think she went on ahead and asked her. And so she told her like, oh, girl, my bad, girl. You know, it was just, you know, I just wanted to talk or whatever. I'm new to this little dating thing. You know, I'm just trying to, you know, get my little feet wet or whatever. And Hannah was visibly uncomfortable, even still, okay? So something is about to get the cooking down to the villa. Now, I want to back up a little bit because I got ahead of myself. Pepe says to Hannah, oh, it made me so mad because, like, why is she doing that? Pepe, shut the hell up. Shut up, okay? Girl, I ain't like that. I ain't like it. But, so that conversation ends, but then TJ goes and grabs Cece again, okay? And so they get to catching up some more and getting to, you know, connect a little bit more. And they, like I said, Cierra ain't going for it. She's just not going for it. But we did learn a little bit more about TJ. He says that he feels pressure to marry because his father is elderly, and, you know, he'll be probably kicking the bucket sometime soon. And I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but he said his father is in his 70s. And if you are a smooth 23-year-old man, then your father was in his 40s when he had you, baby. Okay? In his late 40s. Because if he's in his early 70s, girl, okay? He was an old elderly father. So he feels pressure right now.
Oh, that's good for you, baby.
I don't think it's going to work between them two, honestly. I just think that he just, you know, he's trying to have a little connection with Cierra, but Cierra ain't going, all right? She not going. She's just not going. But then Andy takes Nick, and she has a little chat with him. Now, she seems to have her little motorboat going after the whole challenge, and she must have enjoyed her kiss a little bit more with Nick, okay? And they seem to hit it off intellectually already, okay? So they had their little chat, but I just think that he is smitten with Cece still. Like, I still think, even though he will flip-flop, okay? We not forgiving you for what you did to Bella. But I just think that he's a little bit more into Cierra than he is into, even though he appreciates her beauty. And girl, he was grabbing all over her booty, okay? Down to the challenge. But I still think that he likes Cierra a little bit more right now. I could be wrong, but that's just what I think. Oh, I forgot to mention, girl, Ace and Nick have a little sidebar conversation. And so he was like, I don't know if I like how I didn't expect for Huda to move the way she was moving. And so Nick was like, well, you know, I kind of feel bad for her. You know, she deserves love too, She's just trying to, you know, make a little love connection every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I understood both of their points, because it is a little weird how she's moving, because Huda, you would never. Okay, let's just be honest. You would not allow anybody to do that to you, okay? That's the only time I'm going to get in your wig a little bit, because had the roles been reversed, baby, you would be somewhere sliding down a wall.
Stop crying. Stop.
Nick has pity on her, and I don't know if it's because he knows she's a mom and he just wants her to be great or what, but he does take a little bit more, you know, pity on Huda. Okay. Oh, girl, I just keep mixing and matching all the little details. Girl, Austin has a little conversation with Jeremiah, and he tells Jeremiah, okay, listen, I'm feeling like I can't breathe. Okay. It's giving help. Okay. It's giving get out. Okay. Like, Amaya is so intense, and she really, I don't know if she believes that they're like in a legit relationship because they chose each other, or if this is like the origin story of their love story or what, but she is coming in a little too hot. And I think that she just, because of her experience with Ace, I just think that she's just so happy to be here, okay? That she's taking it a little like further than maybe it needs to be taken. I mean, I know she means well, okay? I know she means well. But if I'm being honest, I feel like it's time for her to go. I feel like it's time for her to go. Yeah. Is it wrong if I say that she look a little bit like Baby Bob? Too much? Okay, girl. My bad. Oh, sorry. Girl, oh, Lord. Hold on. See, that's what I get for talking shit. What they say? See how God don't like ugly? I ain't have to call that girl Baby Bob. That was not cool at all. Now, Huda... Wait, I think I talked about that already. No. So Amaya goes ahead and asks Austin, like, is everything good? And I don't know if someone said something to her or whatever, but she had at least enough inside of her. I think she sensed that Austin was acting a little different. And so she asked him, like, hey, is everything okay between us? We good? And so, Austin, you dropped the ball. See, I don't like that, okay? You need to tell people how you feel. And it's not mean, because when you talk to Jeremiah, he told you, like, listen, you don't have to like everybody. And I think that Austin just doesn't know how to let Amaya know, because he knows how she was treated by Ace, and he doesn't want to be Ace 2.0. But you at least have to tell her, like, listen, just, you know, calm down. We can still connect with other people, but calm down, okay? We're not getting married after this, all right? Chill. Yeah, because he told Jeremiah, like, listen, I was all about, you know, I was in a love triangle, and Shelly was paying me dust, and we was cool, you know, on some friendship type stuff. But now that she's my couple partner, now she's acting like you know, she's ready to ride off into the sunset, okay? So, yeah, I can understand his frustrations, but I just feel like you should be a little bit, you know, handle her with kitten gloves, but still be a little bit more forthright, okay? So Andy pulls Nick. She really, did I say she, did I mention it? Girl, I'm all over the place. You know. Andy pulls Nick. They have one last chat before the episode wraps. She seems to like him, and then Huda has a talk with TJ, and they seem to have a little flirt, you know, a little bit of banter going back and forth. It made Huda feel good to have that little thing. I don't necessarily think that they connected. I just think that they had a cute little banter back and forth. And maybe it was nice for Huda and her self-esteem to have the attention of a guy, okay? But then Jeremiah and Andy finally have some alone time, okay? And they chat, they talk, and I think there's a strong sense of physical attraction between them two. But they talk, in some way or another, girl, they end up kissing, okay? And I was like, ooh. Girl, I was like, okay, Jeremiah. Now, calm that ass down, all right? Keep it on kissing. We ain't trying to just be, you know, throwing peen everywhere. Chill out, okay? So, the episode wraps. Now, let me tell you something. I really think I'm ready for Amaya to go home. And I don't necessarily have a favorite or least favorite guy, but it's given Austin, you next, unless somebody lame comes in. Now, TJ is still kind of on the lame side, but the girls like him. Iris likes him. So if Iris ends up pairing with him, then I think he might be safe for one more round. And Austin, you gonna be on the weakest link unless they bring another man up in there, okay? I'm just letting it be known. Unless they find a good match for you, Austin, baby, you are the weakest link, all right?
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Maya, sweetheart, it's just time. Okay, it's just time. It's time. Because I know I'm gonna sound ridiculous when I say this, but I kind of want Huda to stay, bitch. There, I said it, okay, bitch. Yes, I want Huda to stay. I do, because there's a few other people that I'm ready to say sayonara to in the meantime, okay? Hannah, you next, bitch. you are on the next to get out, okay? I want you on the next thing smoking, bitch. Because when I tell you she's so daggone vanilla, I just don't see it for Hannah. I don't see it for her. I don't see it for her. As much as I like Amaya, she just don't have no connection with nobody. So I'm okay seeing her go. As far as the guys are concerned, I like Taylor, and he is getting saved by the bell each and every time because, one, he has a strong friendship with the guys, and then the girls really love him. So I don't see him going anywhere anytime soon. He is giving Alandria the breadest of breadcrumbs, okay? Yeah, I don't really see it for them as a couple, but, you know, go off, okay? Yeah, that's who I see going out. I was kind of hoping to get another female bombshell, but, you know, I'll settle with this. Because they did get rid of 2 guys this week. So I guess I have to consider that as a thing. Now, Hannah, don't be sliding down no more walls, okay? Okay. Now, if you want to throw that cat on the next guy, that's your business, all right? But once again, what I said about Jeremiah applies to you too, girl. Don't be throwing that kitty cat all around the daggone villa, okay? Chill out. Build a nice little connection, because we are watching. We see you. And if we see that you just out here for the fun of it, and you're not really connecting on nothing, you really speaking on nothing, ain't no feelings involved, I just don't see it for you, girl. I'm really ready for you to go. Honestly, I might be ready for you to go more than I'm ready for Amaya to go, but I would rather see you go first. Okay. Yeah. So, what do you guys think of the show? It was cute. It was really cute. I like lighthearted Love Island. I don't like dark and scary Love Island. Girl, Hurricane Huda, girl, she did a number on me, honey. I know y'all didn't catch it, but girl, I was in a sunken place, in a dark place, fooling around with Hurricane Huda, girl. It was too much. It was too much. But yeah, I liked it. I liked it. So, what do you guys think? What do you think of the episode? Listen, I'm gonna try to go ahead and edit this down. I'm gonna try a few different things. I do appreciate you guys for sticking with me to the end. Hopefully you are enjoying the content so far. I know this is a new space, so welcome to any new people viewing this video. Yes, I am going to get this video to you as soon as possible, girl. Thank you. So yeah, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell if you're really about that life, and leave me some comments. And once again, thank you so much for all of my new subs. Thank you so much for supporting me, and I just love you guys so much. And yeah, I'm gonna call you guys back in a little bit. Okay, bye.